So hello everyone, let us solve another LeetCode question, that is triangle. So let us read the problem statement first. So we are given a triangle array and we need to return the minimum path sum from top to bottom of the triangle. And for each step you may move to any adjacent number of row below. That formally means if you are standing on index I of the current row, then you may move to either index I or index I plus 1 on the next row. So let us understand this question more in more better way with the help of first example and try to derive some solution out of it. So this is the input array that we have been given and the output they have given is 11. So we can redraw this input array in form of triangle like this. So this is the first row, this is second row, this is third row, and this is the fourth row. So so from this row to this row we need to find some path which returns the minimum sum of all the numbers in that path. So can we move in any direction? No. So if we are standing at say here, then they have in the question they have given that either we can remain on the same index of the next row, that is this, or we can move to one index incremented on the next row, that is 4. So let's say if we are standing at 3, then we can either go to 6 or we can go to 5. We can't go to 7 because we have been restricted with these two moves only. So these are the two moves that we can perform. So we need to find the minimum sum. So let us try to think in a greedy way, because we know that if we want to find some minimum or maximum, we first try out the greedy way. So we will start with this 2. So what are the two options available? We can either take 3 or 4. So what is the minimum amongst 3 and 4? That is 3. So we will choose 3. Now again, if we are standing at 3, we have two options, either 6 or 5. So where we can move? Obviously we will choose the minimum one, so it will be 5. Now after 5, we have two options, that is 1 and 8. What number we will choose? Obviously minimum of 1 and 8, that is 1. So the sum of all these 4 numbers will be turned out to be 11, and that is our final answer also. So you may think that greedy worked here, and actually it works in this case, but it will not work in some other case. So let us see that case first. So let's say we have been given this array. So again let us try to do some greedy way. So we are standing here. We have two options, 3 or 1. So obviously amongst 3 and 1, 1 is the minimum, so we will choose this. Now we have two options, that is 9 or 9. It doesn't matter whichever move we take. Let's say we take this 9. So again we have two options, this 9 or this 9, doesn't matter. Let's say we take this. So the sum of all these numbers is like 9 plus 9 is 18, 20 and 21. So according to the greedy solution, our answer should be 21. But is it the minimum sum that we can get? Let's see if we can find some other path with some minimum value. So one possible path that I can see that can give us the minimum is this itself. What is the sum? It's 15. So 15 is lesser than 21. So obviously with the greedy way our answer is not correct. So greedy is failing here. So what we can do now? So you can see that like in this question we tried out the greedy way. The greedy way fails. Now we have two options to explore. And greedy is failing. So can we try out all possible ways? Because we have seen in previous questions also where we need to find some minimum maximum, and there are 2 possible scenarios or 3 possible scenarios, and if greedy is failing we try out all possible options, but that will give us time limit exceeded error. So let us see first the constraints of the question. Will it allow us to do all possible options or not? So it is 200. So obviously it will give us the time limit exceeded error, because for each and every node we will choose two options, and let's say if we have 200 numbers, so for each and every part if we do recursion it will give us the time limit exceeded error. So we can't choose all two options for each and every node. So we notice one thing, we need to explore all possible paths, and greedy is also failing. So we can think of a dynamic programming solution, because we have seen in previous examples or previous questions also that whenever greedy is failing and we have the options, like we have the options of all possible paths that we need to explore. So we go to dynamic programming approach, and here also we can derive a DP approach, because if you see one observation that we can't judge by standing at a particular position whether the next number I am getting is the least possible option that is available to me or not. Because if you see this example that we have taken here, by standing at 2 we can't judge that here we will get some minimum value or not. So if we are standing here we will definitely have these two options. So if we are standing at 2 we can't judge from here whether our future, if we will take this option or that is the minimum possible option amongst 3 and 1, that it doesn't guarantee that in future also I will get the minimum. So that is the biggest hint of the dynamic programming kind of problems. So it is clear from now that we will use a DP approach, but in DP also there are two possible scenarios or two possible things that we need to cover. What are those two things? That is states and transitions. So now we will discuss about the states and transitions of the DP. So let us see the first thing, that is state of a DP. So what does our state depends upon? Our state depends upon the number of changing parameters. Now if you see the first example itself, that is 2, 3, 4, 6, 5, 7, 4, 1, 8, 3. So if we are on let's say we are traversing the row by I and we are traversing column with the help of J. So if you see that we have two possible options, either we will go I plus 1 or we will go I plus 1 comma J plus 1. So these are the two possible scenarios. So you can see that there are two possible or two changing parameters, that is I and J. Nothing else is changing in this question. So there are two changing parameters. So what we will do, the number of changing parameters is the number of states in DP table. So since the number of changing parameters is 2, so we will create a 2D DP. So now we have cleared that how many states will our DP table contain. Now what about the transition? So we don't have to worry much about the transitions, because transition is given in the question itself, the number of possible options that we have to traverse in the matrix, or you can say a triangle. So there are two possible scenarios, either we can go to I plus 1 or we can go to I plus 1 comma J plus 1. Here J will remain as it is. So this will be the transition, because what transition tells is how we will traverse in our matrix or our triangle. So this is the two possible cases in which we can travel or traverse the our matrix or triangle. So this was it about the transition and states of the DP. So let us understand in more deeper way in code now. So let us move to the code. So n is the number of rows in our triangle or our matrix, and we will create a 2D DP of size n cross n. And we will write some function that will return us the minimum path sum. So we'll write it in few minutes, but let us see what will be the parameters in our solve function. So first of all, we need to start from top. So what will be the coordinates of the top point? Obviously 0, 0, and we'll pass the number of rows, and what we need to do, we need to pass the dp. Also we need to pass the matrix or triangle itself, and we'll write the code for solve function now. So we will traverse with the help of I and j pointer, and n is the size or the number of rows, vector, and we'll pass our dp table. So first we need to write the base case. So what is the base case now? If we reach to the last row, or if we at the bottom at the triangle, so we need to return from there. So if our I becomes equal to n minus 1, that will denote the last row of our triangle or our matrix. So we need to return the number present there. So we'll return triangle of I comma j at that point. And for the dp part or the memoization part, we will write this part, which will take care of the overlapping sub problems. Now we have two options. Either we can go to I plus 1, or we can go to I plus 1 comma j plus 1. So either we have I plus 1 comma j, or we can go to I plus 1 comma j plus 1, or we need to write inside it, and the rest all things remain same. What is it? Triangle and dp, n comma triangle comma dp. Now which part to choose among these two options? Obviously the minimum, the one which is giving us the minimum path, that we will choose. So we will return the minimum of both op1 comma op2, and since we are using a dp, we will also keep storing our answer in our dp table. So let us see if the code works now. So what we are doing first, let us just go through the code. So it is n is the number of rows in our triangle. We are denoting a dp of n cross n. I have taken n cross n, but you can also take n cross m, where m is the this size, the triangles, the last row size is denoting the m. So you can take n cross m also, but for simplicity I am just taking n cross n. And we are starting from 0, 0, that is top part or the top row, and we are writing some solve function which will return us the minimum path sum. Now in recursion we have some base case which is the stopping condition. So we are writing the stopping condition. What is the stopping condition here? If we reach the bottom row. So what is the bottom row? Obviously n minus 1. So we'll return the number present there, and we'll stop our recursion from there. This is for the overlapping sub problems. Now we have two options. Either we will go to I plus 1 comma j, or we will go to I plus 1 comma j plus 1. And amongst both the paths, whichever is the minimum, we will take that and store it on our dp table. So that was it about the code. Let us see if this works on sample test cases. So it is giving us the wrong error. Let us see what mistake that we did. Okay, so we need to take the current number also in our answer, otherwise how we will add it to our answer. So I forgot to write that. Obviously if we are traversing, let's say if we are standing on 2 and we are choosing to go to 3, we will also take this into our consideration. We will add this answer to our current answer also. So we have not done that, so that's why we are writing this part. Also we have written this thing wrong here. We need to write a dp of I comma j. So sorry for that. So let us run this. So yeah, it is working fine on sample test case. Let us submit this. So yeah, answer got accepted. Hope you learned from this solution. Thank you.